Hello everybody, how are y'all doing? This is Saber King, and I am back for yet another Death Battle review. I apologize right away if this is not my high quality, polished style of reviews, but I didn't want to put Duo Dreamer through a lot this week as he has got a lot going on with Battle Mode. So, for the time being, unless he says so otherwise, my reviews are pretty much going to be a little downgraded. But that's neither here nor there. Let's just go ahead and talk about, in my opinion, one of the best season premieres we've had since Dante vs. Bayonetta, and I hope that a certain other Miles requested matchup gets to come true for my friend Z-Dog in the future, if they bring him back, of course. Miles Morales versus Static Shock. As soon as they announced this was going to be the Season 7 premiere, I was on board. I was hyped, because finally, two characters that were out around the same time and that are both African-American superheroes get to headline a Death Battle season premiere. Obviously, as I've made clear in my past streams, I'm a huge Static fanboy. I did watch the cartoon relentlessly. He was one of my favorite African-American superheroes, and of course, I have now grown a new fond of love for Miles Morales because of Into the Spider-Verse. Before, I did not care for him because his creator just turned him into another Peter fucking Parker. And if you don't believe me, go read his comics. So horrible. Regardless of that, I had high expectations for this fight. So let's go ahead and see if they were fulfilled. Voice acting. I'm going to be honest with y'all. This is a great way to start off a Death Battle voice acting premiere. Because, my god, Zeno and Kai did a phenomenal, fantastic job voicing both Static and Miles. Both had the energy, both had the quips, the banter, and just overall, they nailed these characters. I could even hear the passion and excitement in their voice for getting the opportunity just to voice or play these characters. Zeno definitely had some of that Phil Lamar energy, and Kai also was able to recapture some of that Miles youth that I loved about Spider-Verse. Now granted, a lot of people have said that Kai is probably one of the weakest parts of this episode. I wouldn't go that far, but I definitely do agree there were some lines where maybe if he would have gotten the opportunity to do better, or if the episode had been just an extra minute long, I do think he would have just left his mark on this episode just as much as Static did, because Static was pretty much the main highlight for me, and that is coming from a biased mentality. But, if you don't agree with that, then get off my channel. Regardless of that, however, I don't know what to say. What everybody has been tweeting and telling these two actors, other than, great job, guys, you nailed it, you deserve all of that praise, I hope you both come back, and Zeno, if you are watching, I do cold-heartedly believe if Dwayne McDuffie was alive today, he would have loved your portrayal of Static. That's coming from the heart, man. Animation. Holy shit, guys. When Lewis said the 2D fights this season were going to go past their own limits, maybe even rival the 3D fights, he wasn't kidding, because him, Zach, and Kid gave us arguably the best 2D season premiere we've had in never, because the bar has unfortunately been set so low. It was amazing. Everything was great. The sprite models were done by hand. They were built from the ground up. They're more expressive here than they've ever been. The way the characters interact with each other, the city landscape, the Spider-Verse effects, just the VFX on Static's electricity, all of it, every nook and cranny within this fight was handled perfectly well. I cannot praise it enough. I do think that so far, with 19 episodes left, this is already the most visually and unique 2D fight we have had. Johnny Cage versus Captain Falcon set the foundation, but now Static versus Miles has just confirmed it. The 2D fights are looking bright for the future. So huge congrats to my friend Lewis and the team. I'm excited to see where they go from here with 19 episodes left. Now, let's just go ahead and bring the elephant up in the room. Whiz and Boomstick's new designs. I understand they wanted to make them different. I understand they wanted to make them a little bit crisper, cleaner, less, stiff and rugged. But good lord, these face designs, oh my god, it's terrible. It literally made me uncomfortable to sit through the analysis portion or even hear the execution of the jokes because of how these models just killed all of that. Not in a bad way, but almost to a mediocre bad way. It's just indescribable. Already, my friend Jaru and everybody else has started making memes on how bad these designs are. Like, don't get me wrong, that's probably the only thing that kept me from being completely uncomfortable, was just laughing on how bad these are. Please, if these are unfortunately going to stick around, then for Season 8, please take the criticism and redo these. Please. Oh, God. Oh, I'm not looking forward to watching the analysis anymore. Speaking of, how was the analysis? It was pretty good. Both characters were well researched. The episode, aside from the Boys and Boomstick segments, were well written. It all just treated both characters fairly. And like my friend Brobuscus brought up in the Brobuscast that we did, this is now going to change how they handle the street tier level Marvel characters. And that makes me happy. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch Carnage vs. Lucy and then watch this episode to see how much of a huge difference there is between the two. Whew. Also, some of the jokes admittedly were a little bit funny, but granted, I've become a little picky with how Wiz and Boomstick's humor is these days, so I can't really say anything else than I've said in the past. It was just overall good. Props to to all the researchers, to the writer, and yeah, it was good. I've saved the best for last, and that's the music. I'm just going to say this right now. Yes, this is not Mighty, but good lord, I swear to God, this has to be the best rap we have had. The fact that this was not just a rap, it was a legitimate rap battle, just gave it extra brownie points in my eyes, because I do love rap, and I love rap battles, so having one play out in a death battle just made it even more awesome, kick-ass, and most of all, fucking perfect! Omega Sparks and Swats killed it. Of course, both of them were representing Static and Miles. Their verses were dope. The beat was sick. And JT Machinima did a great job putting it all together. props to 3 of these guys. I want to see them come back. I hope we see them come back because, man, we've already started off on a huge high level in music, and we're not even done, so, perfect. I can't stop listening to this beat. I'm very, very sorry, because it is that damn good. Please, if you didn't care about it, but you want to see what all the hubbub's about, please go give it a watch, guys. It is definitely worth it. Well, guys, I don't know what to say that you all probably haven't already said. This was a fantastic season premiere, excuse me. It gave me everything that I was asking for. It fulfilled my expectations and then some. I have no problems with this episode. I do think it is worthy of standing next to Dante vs. Bayonetta as one of the best season premieres in Death Battle of all time. And now we just have to wait to see if Season 8, or, excuse me, guys, if Season... Season 8, forgive me. If Season 8 can live up to this when it comes out next year. The voice acting was great, the animation was great, the research and the analysis was great. Obviously, everything about it was just fucking fantastic. But what I really have to appreciate about this episode is re-exposing Static Shock into the mainstream media, because unfortunately he has fallen into a bit of obscurity over the past few years. So hopefully this encourages everybody to go check out the show, read the comics, and pretty much tell Warner Brothers that we want more Static back in our lives. I do believe Dwayne McDuffie would be so proud of how Death Battle handled his character. And speaking of that, we're going to do a quick plug here. If you want to see more Static Shock, or if you want to see some DCAU related content, then please go check out my friends James, Maddie, and Ted over at Watchtower Database, where they do a lot of DCAU-themed content, such as timelines, such as canon videos, podcasts. They have their own comic, which is awesome, and if you donate to their Patreon, you actually get to appear in that comic. They're just awesome, awesome people. So please, it would mean a lot to me if you can go support them. They even did an episode on Static Shock. I think you guys would like that. Well, guys, if I was to give this episode a grade, I think it is a solid A episode. It unfortunately does lose a point because of those creepy-ass models for Wiz and Boomstick. But aside from that, I just love this episode, and I think it's already a candidate for my top 3 favorite episodes. So here's hoping that the rest of Season 7 can deliver. I'm very excited, and I can't wait. So yeah, guys, let me know down below in the comments below if you enjoyed this episode. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Whatever. Just let me know down below. And please do not be a fucking dick or jackass and just go blasting people who did like this episode, or give me some long paragraph on how they're biased, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear it. We're just here to have some fucking fun. And, of course, if you enjoyed it, then once again, hit that like button. If you want to see more of my content and where it goes, hit the subscribe button. I've got a lot planned when I finally get into production on where my videos are going this year. And if you want to pretty much appeal to my e-baking, go check out my Patreon over at patreon.com/JediBender. I've got some great perks, and hopefully you enjoy them. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off now, and I will see you for the next, hopefully good Death Battle. Oh god, Sindel is so fucked. Have a good day, guys.